and deeper into Gaza as Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declares this is a time for war, rejecting calls for a ceasefire. The air and ground assault on Hamas targets intensifying while Gazans face a new level of desperation and destruction. The Israeli military says it rescued a female soldier kidnapped by Hamas during ground operations in Gaza. This, as we're getting our first look at the 3 women who were shown in a new Hamas hostage video. And an anti-Semitic mob at a Russian airport underscores the climate of hate towards Israelis and Jews that's clearly spreading around the world. The Biden administration taking new action in response to the disturbing rise in anti-Semitic rhetoric and threats in the United States. Welcome to our viewers in the United States and around the world. I'm Wolf Blitzer in Tel Aviv, Israel, and you're in the Situation Room.
This is CNN Breaking News.
We begin tonight with the breaking news here in Israel. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu forcefully rejecting calls for a ceasefire amid an expanding ground incursion of Gaza. This, as Israeli Defense Forces announced the rescue of a soldier kidnapped by Hamas. CNN journalists are on the ground covering all the breaking news for us from the Middle East as well as back in Washington. First, let's go to Sarah Seidner. She's here with me in Tel Aviv. So, Sarah, what led to the rescue of this Israeli soldier?
Here's what we know from the Israeli military. Overnight, they were able to rescue Private Ori Medish. She was rescued during a ground operation inside of Gaza. She was taken out. She was checked medically. They found that she was okay, and she has been reunited with her family. So while one family has gotten one of their loved ones back, though, there is new video that has been put out by Hamas of 3 more hostages. Israel believes there are more than 220 hostages that are currently being held in Gaza, and we saw these 3 women sitting next to each other in what looked like plastic chairs, and one of them spoke very forcefully about what she wanted to happen. The names of the people who have been identified by their family members, by the way, and then the Prime Minister also said their names, is Elena Triponov, Danielle Aloni, and Ramon Krisht. These 3 women are sitting next to each other, and they're talking. Just Aloni is speaking to the camera, and here's what she says. At some point, she starts to scream, which is extremely disturbing, I'm sure, for the families to see. They're happy to see that they're alive, but to see the kind of distress that they are in. None of them look injured, but we did hear from Aloni, and she said at one point, "You promised to release us all," which gives you some suggestion that she knows that there is some negotiations going on for these hostages there. And then at the end, she says, "Free us all," and she screams, "Now, now, now." That is what all of the families want. That is what all of the hostages want. But at this point in time, we only know of this one hostage that has been rescued by the Israeli military, according to the IDF on these ground forces, and the 4 others who were released earlier last week. At this point, Israel is saying there's more than, I think, 239 now. The number of hostages has gone up. According to Israel, their count has gone up. And we are really in one of these situations where the families are desperate to know anything. Now they know something, but their loved ones are not back in their arms.
Earlier today, the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said there are more than 200 hostages being held by Hamas in Gaza, including, he said, 33 children. Let's hope they all come home. Sarah Seidner, thank you very, very much. For more on the U.S. response to the
They want their loved ones back in their arms. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh. They want their loved ones back in their arms. Free the hostages. Hamas. They want the loved ones back in their arms. Free the hostages. Hamas. A terrorist organization that should not exist. That shall perish when Israel gets done with them. They will not exist. They will have perished. Free the hostages. Their loved ones want them back in their arms. Yes, I. hostages now, or you're gonna die. Yes, Hamas will be taken apart and dismantled to exist never again. Their leaders will all face their own karma for what they've been doing, attacking 1,400 Israelis and killing and maiming, torturing them, and taking 239 hostage. Well, now, hey, you better free them. Their loved ones want them back in their arms. Their loved ones want them back in their arms. Their loved ones want them back in their arms. Do it, do it, do it now. Hamas, you terrible terrorist organization of cowards. 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 Free the hostages now.
I don't know that I'd put a percentage on it, MJ. We're deeply concerned about that potential, which is why we have done everything we can to send a strong signal of deterrence to prevent that. Everything we're doing is to try to prevent that, but it is still of concern.
And Wolf, as Israel continues its ground operations into Gaza, U.S. officials are being exceedingly careful about one thing, and that is to emphasize that Israel and Israel alone is responsible for its military operations and its decisions. Wolf?